The reason why the Inslee government and the Dakota had to hotwire around what really happened was because they were merchandising their storyline through the Jeffin Corporation and bribing victims who have nowhere to turn and hiring hitmen, just as they tortured me with a gang called the Pitmen. The arrangement linguistically and territorially were perfectly clear. Not only was the Pitman like the Hitman, but the kidnapping took place in an area where the Zionists were busted, tasering or using cattle prods on children with Down syndrome. I explained in another tape that as I learned what was happening, I was forthcoming and tried to get help for the victims. This was not to cash in, or I had no idea what they were pulling. This was out of maturity and responsibility to my community. They never repaid the favor, and I now know that they never will. But the reason they had to make me out to be like some genius, I can't even, what they did was so weaselly, so slithering, that I can barely get my mind around it to express their psychopathy. Vicky just said it's crazy what they've done. But the idea seems to be they rip or murdered Shannon. They knew she was innocent. So the fact that I'm innocent of what they accused me of makes no difference to them whatsoever. That's totally irrelevant. But they say it's relevant because, as Steve Langer put it, not sorry for anything you did, only that it had to be me. They put my name on it, so I have to be made blameworthy. And the idea was to use such toxins, such brutal toxins on me that they depicted me as a danger to themselves. So they flipped the storyline of where the danger comes from. But there's more to it than that. It's like you're supposed to put yourself in their shoes as a martyr to comprehend them. That's the opposite of public safety. I was trying to save lives. I don't buy into that. But in their wardroom, they work it out so that it's justified to make that declaration and take hostages of innocent people and kill the innocent. Meanwhile, they slaughterhoused the rave. They were behind the attacks, but they put up this burlesque operation of having somebody come down, beam down from a Doors movie and from Oliver Stone and stare at you. You want us to kill you, don't you? They torture children in Gaza so ferociously that children answer, I would rather be dead than go through this. And then they say, well, the Mysterians have read your soul and you want to be pilched. And this is coming from Seattle administration, is my point. I'm not talking about weirdos alone. I'm talking about Seattle administration and desperately psychotic Veterans Administration who have worked out all of this psychopathy and ideas of special ingredients to fulfill the script of their madness. And it's, you know, they keep tampering with the situation so that they can get things to play that are so elusive of making sense because they're so psychotic. I mean, they clearly have become obsessions with these people. They're like singularly psychotically obsessed on Sean Lennon must be the king of media. We must have the right to spread our contagions at will because we want to sue the people who told on us by saying that they were the ones who were And they owe us, and we'll shoot the CEOs and announce ourselves as the heroes. And so Mignon Wen had to create this fable about me, where if you look at my pay receipts, because I was deaf, I had to work two full-time dishwashing jobs to keep up with my girlfriend, who got tips as a waitress. And they don't want to pay me for my work. They don't want to show the basic civilized decency. They've given me Parkinson's deliberately after saying they were going to offer me protection from abuse. That's how criminally insane Jay Inslee is. Criminally insane he is. And they don't want to show any half decent courtesy to somebody who worked on their behalf trying to get information to them, who refused to give up. They want to torture me. They want a Vulcan mind belt with Aaron Bushnell and Totem from the Supernova Sacrifices. And this is coming from the Seattle administration, is my point. It's not coming from glue huffing weirdos in gay orgy societies alone. It's coming from the top administration and politicians. All hotwired to Yoko Ono's fetish for sadism. That's what's going on with these abnormal people. And you don't dare call them abnormal because you'll be crucified by the political correctness rippers.